Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be swapping my screen time for reading. So last week I tracked all of the hours that I was on my phone, and I jotted them down on a piece of paper just so I could like see roughly how bad it was. Then trying to like track it obviously on my like screen, my phone. I only use the screen time on my phone than my iPad, because on my iPad I normally just go on like YouTube or I like film or edit on my iPad. So I was like, I'm not going to be using my iPad screen time, because that was my iPad screen time is probably way worse than my phone. On some days when I'm like just chilling in bed watching YouTube or whatever. So yeah, I'm using my phone screen time in that. So yeah, I've got jotted down how many hours, and then there's like most of them have minutes. It's only like today that doesn't have like a certain amount of minutes or anything on it. Today it's like 6 hours I was on my phone. And that's roughly like around 6 hours to 7 hours, just a bit over. And then at the weekend it was actually around like 3 hours, because at the weekend I was just cracking on doing a lot of stuff. So yeah, so let's get started with this. So today I'm doing 6 hours of reading, so I'm going to set a timer on my phone for 6 hours. Where is my clock? Here. Take all the minutes off and set a timer for 6 hours. I'm gonna start, well, the first book I'm starting with, is Icebreaker. I'm already partly through this book. I'm on page 56 at the moment, so yeah. So I'm gonna do some more reading and go from there. So I'm starting from page 56, see how much I can read in 6 hours today. And yeah, so through this is kind of just a thing to make me read my TBR a bit faster this year and see how much of my TBR I can get through. So yeah, so I'm gonna start, and yeah, let's go. But yeah, let's get started. So I'm gonna start my 6 hour timer and go. Hi guys, so it's now Tuesday. I didn't really film when I finish reading, since I was like stopping and starting my timer a lot from doing like other stuff, obviously. So by the time I had finished doing the allocated reading, it was a bit late. So I was like, you know what, I'll just tell you guys where I got up to tomorrow before I start tomorrow's one, obviously. So yesterday I got up to page 194, which actually also corresponds with chapter 22. So I'm starting a new chapter today. And that, I also think I might possibly be able to finish this book this week, and then obviously start the second book of this series, and then get far into that one. I'm not sure if I'll be able to finish the second book or not, but I should be able to get far into it, which is great. But yeah, so I'm on page 194. And that there was like times where I was reading very slowly, which is why I look at the amount of pages I read in it, because I was started on page 56. So I read over 100 pages anyway. But I look at it and go, well, But yeah, I was reading quite slowly during the day, and then like at the evening when I got like really into the book, I then started like reading a bit faster. I'll probably end up reading slowly again like during the day, and then if I read into the night kind of thing into the evening, I'll probably start reading a bit faster then, because I feel like I tend to read the books faster in like the evening or so, and then read them like slowly like in the morning and during the day, mainly because I think it's because I'm trying to wake up during the morning, so I'm trying to get like my brain functioning and stuff. But yeah, but today screen time, well, last week's screen time was 7 hours and 11 minutes I was on my phone for, so that's what I'm gonna be reading for today. So I need to get my timer up to do 7 hours and 11 minutes. So I'm gonna read for that long. Also, don't mind my like recent one of like all day. That's when I do like 24 hours, and I set myself a random goal of reading for 24 hours. But yeah, so 7 hours and 11 minutes starting now. I'm going to read 4 and see how far I can get today. So it is Wednesday today. I'm on to doing some more reading. I have barely any Right, let's start that sentence again. I've got not that much left, or barely anything left of this book to read. So I have brought down, so I didn't want to like run upstairs to my room like once I had finished this book to get the second one. So I brought them both down so I can chill downstairs and read. So I've brought Wildfire down for when I've finished, because I'm reading for another 7 hours and 25 minutes. I was like, this one's definitely going to be finished, and I'll need to start that one. Also, don't mind the ribbon on this one. The like tie thing that goes around it like started to fall off yesterday and then did fall off. So I need to get one of the other ones of these upstairs to tie it on. I probably will then end up having one of these wooden bookmarks without a ribbon on it, but oh well. It's just this is looking really weird and bad. But yeah, so don't mind that. But yeah, so yesterday I read up to page 374. And there's 429 I think it was pages in this book. So I will definitely be able to finish this book today and start Wildfire. But yeah, so I also was gonna update you guys last night, but then I looked at the time and it was like nearly like 11 o'clock at night, and I was like, yeah, no, not doing that. And also you might be able to hear my next door neighbours are like sorting out their bins or whatever. But yeah, I was trying to work out what that noise was. But yeah, so I ended up reading till like nearly 11 o'clock at night last night, because I was like stopping and starting the reading yesterday to do other stuff. But I'm literally gonna try and bash out as much of the reading as I can today, and then stop for a bit, possibly do some other stuff around the house, and then obviously get back to the reading. But this is a reading vlog more, so yeah, hopefully it isn't that late when I finish this tonight, and then I could possibly talk to you guys about where I'm up to on my other book, on Wildfire, and my thoughts on Icebreaker and stuff. Yeah, if not, obviously it'll be like what I've been doing, just update you guys on where I've got up to and everything in the next morning. So yeah, so I'm gonna set my alarm for 7 hours and 20. Oh, I had TikTok open. Where is my clock? For 7 hours and 25 minutes. So I'm just going to start it now. Okay, so I have done the reading for today, which was 7 hours and 25 minutes. I read up to page 134. I was just making sure I did turn the page. So yeah, I read up to page 134 of Wildfire. I think it was like, was it within just under the first hour I finished Icebreaker, and then I started Wildfire. So yeah, I am a good portion into this book. This book has 300 and something pages, I think it is, so it has slightly less. Yeah, 383 pages in this book, so it has less pages than Icebreaker did. But yeah, I am quite far into this book, so yeah, hopefully, well, I know by the end of this week I'll be able to finish this book, and I'll be on the 3rd book of this series and that. So yeah, so I'm going to mark off the time. Also don't mind the bottom part, I was just doing a tracking thing for how much I have read each day, like how many pages I've read each day, to kind of like give me a rough estimate of how fast I kind of read, or how much I would read, depending on how many like hours or the time I read it in. I'll probably put all like the stats and everything at the end and talk about that at the end of the week. Well, for me anyway, it'll be the end of the video for you guys, and that, and give you guys all the information of like how many pages I read each day, and obviously a more overview of the hours I read each day and the pages that I've managed to read in that day and everything, and that. But yeah, so I'm now finished. So from tomorrow I will start on page 34 and try to get further into this book. I don't know, I might be able to finish it tomorrow, I'm not sure. That might be a bit yeah, I might not be able to, but yeah. So that is how much I read today. Hi guys, so it's Thursday. Today's allocated time for reading, well, my screen time was 6 hours and 22 minutes, so I'm just gonna set that up on the timer and get started. And that from obviously where I left off yesterday. I'm hoping in this time that I can at least get to the last chapter, or is that being too ambitious? I can at least get to, well, I'm giving myself the goal of getting to at least page 300, which means reading that much. Today, if I can read to like the last chapter or two, then that'd be great, which is, that's the epilogue there, so where's the last chapter heading there? So it'll be that much if I read to the last 2 chapters or so. Yeah, I wanna try and get really far into this book today and see how far I can get. So yeah, so obviously I said yesterday, well, a few minutes ago for you guys, I read to page 134, so obviously I'm starting off from there, and let's see how far I can get. So let's start the timer and read. So guys, it is Friday. My voice. Yesterday, obviously, I done some reading. Ended up finishing reading quite late. So I was like, you know what, I'll just tell you guys where I got up to in the morning. So I managed to finish Wildfire, and I've started Daydream. I think I'm on chapter 4 in Daydream. So I'm on page 35. So yeah, I'm somewhat into the book. I think there was 427 pages. Yeah, 427 pages in this book. So it's only like what, a couple, like 2 pages less than Icebreaker. But yeah, so I'm on this book now. So I'm gonna obviously be reading this today. And today is the longest time that I've got to read for. It is 7 hours and 57 minutes. So it's basically around like 8 hours that I'm going to be reading. So I will definitely be having to tell you guys where I get up to in this book tomorrow morning, when I'm about to start tomorrow's lot of reading. I feel like I have the potential of finishing this book either today or tomorrow and then starting a 4th book. Yeah, obviously the 4th book will have nothing to do with this series. This is the last in the Maple Hill series. But yeah, so I'm gonna see how much I can get read today and go from there. So I will update you guys when the reading is done. So it is Saturday, so that means another day of reading. Yesterday I got up to which page was I on? I read that one, so I must be on this one. Page 255, and that's why I read quite a good portion of the book yesterday. And that's, so I don't have that much left. Also, don't mind the mark there, I don't know what it is. I think it's pen, because I haven't had the book long enough for it to be mould, and it's been like out in my bedroom, so it hasn't been that bad. So I think it's pen, but yeah, so don't mind that. So yeah, so I think I worked it out yesterday that I had like 173 or something pages left of this book to read, and today is like a 3 hour, well, roughly around 3.5 hours of reading, and so is tomorrow. So I'm thinking, will I be able to finish this book? I'm not sure. But yeah, so today is 3 hours and 28 minutes. So yeah, there is a weird theme on this of how many hours I've read each day, is because the weekend is like 3 hours or so, whereas like during the week it was like around 7 or 6 hours on that. But I think that was because the weekend I was just like busy doing other stuff, so I wasn't really on my phone that much. When normally that is the time that I'm always on my phone, but this is just 1 week I wasn't that much on my phone. Yeah, so I'm gonna read. I've set my timer for 3 hours and 28 minutes, so I'm gonna read however much I can of this book today. My goal is to finish this book within these 2 days, this weekend, well, within this video anyway. And that is my goal. If I'm going to achieve it or not, that is a different thing, because the amount of pages I've read have been like fluctuating, depending on the hours and stuff that I read. Like the amount of pages have not corresponded with that. But yeah, so I'm gonna read this, and let's see how far I can get up to with reading this. So let's start the timer and get reading. So guys, it is Sunday, another day of reading. So I got quite far into this book yesterday. I didn't manage to finish it. I've literally only got a few pages left. So yeah, so I've only got a few pages left. I was gonna like just be like, after I'd done like my 3 hours of reading yesterday, I was like, you know what, do I just finish reading the book yesterday? But it was like a little late, and I was like, I need to go to bed and sleep. So yeah, if you had seen my vlog, what is it, last week? No, not last week, it would have been 3 videos ago. It took me like long throughout the day to read the book. I was doing it in sections and stuff, and waited till like the evening to do the massive like bulk of it. And it was like nearly 11 o'clock by the time I'd finished doing the reading. So I was like, yeah, no, I need to go to bed. so I'll finish doing the reading and finish the book off tomorrow. So I'm literally only reading a few pages of this today, so, and then I'm going to be starting another book. So the next book in my pile of books to read is Never Lie by Frida McFadden. I think that's how you pronounce her name. So yeah, so I'm gonna read this one next, and yeah, so a big difference from jumping from romances to, what is this, a thriller? Horror? Thriller. To a thriller. So yeah, a big jump. I don't think this is enough. But yeah, so doing that is also a nice one. Jump though, in fairness, because it's like a smaller book. If you see like the amount of pages, there is difference, which is nicer. Anyway, so 3 hours and 23 minutes for today. So yeah, let's get started and try not to procrastinate, because I want this video finished today, and then I can tell you guys obviously where I get up to, obviously on Never Lie, and then give you the stats of obviously the hours I read for each day, and the total pages I read each day and everything. So yeah, let's get reading and everything. So let's start, and let's get 23 minutes. Oh, I didn't tell you guys where I got up to yesterday, did I? I got up to page, let me take this out, 412. So I think I'm on literally the last chapter. Well, I'm in the middle of the last chapter before the epilogue of the book. So yeah, so let's start the timer, if I can tap it, and get reading. So after the 3 hours and 23 minutes of reading, I am on page 111. So I read 110 pages of this book, Never Lie. Kind of hooked on it at the moment. But yeah, so that is how much I've read this week, which is quite a lot, and that, so yeah, this is the amount of books that I've kind of read. Obviously it isn't like fully 3, but I guess I can say I've read like fully 3 whole books, because I think I was on like page, what, 56 or so of Icebreaker when I started this this week. So yeah, so I read 3 books and a bit. So yeah, so this is everything that I read. So let me give you guys the stats. These are my stats. My total hours in the end was 41 hours and 46 minutes, with a total of 1,293 pages read. I think my maths is about right. So that was all the stats of this week, which is literally crazy. But I know whenever I do like this challenge, I get loads of books read. Like, I manage to read like a lot, and I can like breeze through my reading goal. So I think I'm now currently on 17 books read, something like that, my reading goal of 24 books this year. So yeah, so I am literally nearly there. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video. I will see you guys Sunday for another vlog, well, for a vlog, and then I'll see you guys next Wednesday for another video. I can't think off the top of my head what video that is, but yeah, I will see you guys then. Bye!